Welcome to my good friends and returning podcast guests, Jake Fein and David Cunningham, who are here with me tonight to do something very fun. We've been talking about it for a while. I feel like I've been teasing it for months. I bring it up like every time I do a podcast, and finally was like, okay, we got to do this. And that is an MCU fantasy football draft. Jake, when I first proposed this idea, what went through your head?
Um, I was excited. I was very excited. And then I got the Excel sheet and I started looking at all the positions I needed to fill, and I got overwhelmed. But it should be fun.
Yeah, so speaking of the positions, I'll read through what we're doing, but I mean, it's basically like any other fantasy football draft that people have done. So we're doing a snake draft between the three of us. We just determined the order we're going in by doing like a little name as many characters as you can Marvel quiz. And we're drafting one QB, one running back, three wide receivers, five offensive linemen. That's untraditional in fantasy football, but I felt like that made more sense than trying to be like pick one offensive lineman, one tight end, three defensive linemen, three linebackers, two cornerbacks, and three safeties. Plus, another thing that's diverging from normal fantasy football, you pick a head coach, an offensive coordinator, and a defensive coordinator. There's a list of players already scripted out for us. Any player can go, or any character can go in any position, except for Tony's Tech. We have Jarvis, Friday, and Edith on there, and they're only eligible for coaching positions. So, like, you can't pick an unembodied being to be your safety because I don't really understand. We're already having to get like, theoretical enough in how this would work. So I don't know that I can be like, yeah, Jarvis would make a great QB, but they could be a head coach or an offensive coordinator. So, David, you have the first pick. Before we get into it here, do you have any comments like what's going through your head as the number one pick overall?
Well, it's funny because I was going through the list and I was like earlier when I was like trying to do some research ahead of time and I was like, man, like a lot of these people would make great coaches. Like a lot of these people when you think about villains, like man, these people could come up with like fantastic like football schemes. If we're talking like real life coaches, like you teach somebody like Thanos the game of football or like Nick Fury, they're going to come up with a fantastic game plan. So it's like, well, trying to like balance, you only can get three coaches. It's like, okay, well, where do all these people fit on the football field? Like, how many people actually throw something? How many people actually have you seen actually catch something before? So it definitely kind of like Jake said, a little overwhelming, but I think as we go, as the characters are narrowed down, it'll be all right. And I'm very excited. Thank you for having us on.
Of course, I'm excited for you guys to be here. And yeah, it might be overwhelming, but it's going to be fun, right? And we can argue about whether we think that was the best position. I'm sure at one point someone's going to be like, damn, that was my pick. Oops. Like, oh, well. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to go 30 seconds on the clock for each pick. I will keep track here. I should have queued up like fun music, like the little ESPN draft sound, like do 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 do.
No, I think that was great.
That was good.
Yeah,
So,
you just do
David,
that every time.
you're on the clock.
All right, with the first overall pick in the You Like That MCU football draft. Uh, Wait, do we have to come up with team names?
No, well, you can if you want, but I'm not going to put you on
Okay,
on the.
I'm
On,
I'm I am taking Steve Rogers as my quarterback,
okay.
and it is a position of need, obviously, but I don't think there's a better leader, and he knows how to throw a shield. So, how much you teach him how to throw a football, I feel like it can translate pretty well, right?
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that pick. I started the clock for myself, and I think with the second overall pick in the draft, I'm going to select Black Panther slash T'Challa as my running back.
Good pick.
Just because you got to get someone out there. Jake and I, in our actual fantasy league, we're having a discussion today about running backs, and they're hard to come by nowadays.
Yeah.
Top tier running backs, so you got to get them while you can. Jake, you're on the clock.
I am going to pick. Some personal biases are going to come in here, but no, the GM's got to be in touch with their players in the locker room for a good squad. My wide receiver 1 is going to be Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. Okay, so we're talking Tom Spider-Man there.
Yes, I think the webs can. I don't think anything's getting by him. He's catching everything.
What about Tom's Peter Parker specifically? Just makes you, is that where the bias comes in, that he's the best Spider-Man, so you just inherently go to him?
Yes, yeah, he's my Spider-Man.
Okay, you're on the clock for your next pick.
See this one, Emily. Black Panther was going to be my RB1, but I think there's a better running back in this draft, and I'm going to take him. And I'm going to take Quicksilver as my running back.
Ooh,
That's good. Wasn't thinking about him. Let's see. I haven't thought past my first pick, so this might actually take a second here.
Once we get deep, I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah. I feel like I gotta get in this draft. I need to go against what would be normal fantasy football drafting and pick a quarterback early, and I think I have to go with Tony Stark as my quarterback.
I'm curious to see. So we've got Cap and we've got Iron Man as the 2 quarterbacks. I'm curious who Jake's quarterback is going to be.
I'm going a different direction than you guys. You're going to be surprised, I think.
Oh,
okay.
David, you're on the clock.
So I'm going. Oh, this is tough. I am going to take as my nose tackle, as my defensive tackle. I'm taking Bruce Banner or the Hulk.
Good.
I think. I mean, you want a dude to blow up offensive lines, man. I cannot think of anybody better to literally blow things up.
I have to agree.
I guess I get a second pick, right? Because snake draft.
Yes, you're going again.
Okay. As my wide receiver number 1, I'm going Reed Richards. He has the vertical and the wingspan. Like, you can't really beat it, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. That's a good one. A couple different things that I think this person could go at, because I know I wanted them to be an early pick for me, but picking which position they're going to be difficult. I think though ultimately their talents would be best served on defense, and I'm going to go with Daredevil as one of my safeties.
Jake's actually crossing his fingers.
I saw that, I was like,
I really thought you were going towards someone, but you didn't. So I'm happy.
Well, I like my pick. He's good. He can
No, that is good.
he can
That's
read
good.
the eyes. Imagine how many interceptions he's gonna have reading the
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Jake, you're
I'm gonna take my quarterback just because I want to get my skill positions out of the way. Hawkeye.
Ooh, okay.
Not
Ooh,
so much of a leader,
but he got the
but
vision.
he's got the vision. He's got the aim. I think that Hawkeye Peter Parker connection is gonna be great.
Yeah.
And then Emily, this is where I thought you were going with, because you said someone that you knew wanted to be an early pick. I think this person deserves to be an early pick. I'm gonna put him at tight end. Thor, Odinson.
It's a good one. And this was literally a You Like That newsletter. Or maybe I think it was the headline of the newsletter is that Thor in Thor Love and Thunder is just like, he's just been Gronkified. He's just Rob Gronkowski. So this is
yes.
I am fully on board with this selection, Jake. Well, Jake's taken my number 1 Spider-Man off the board. But I would be remiss to not include a Spider-Man team. Just would be going against everything I know and love. I'm gonna go Peter number 3, Andrew Garfield's Peter, in my wide receiver 1 spot. He's the tallest of the Peters. He has good wingspan. I just think he'll be great at that position, and I'm excited to see what he'll bring to the squad.
I
Dave?
like that. There are many places I can go with this one. I'm gonna go corner here.
Oh,
I'm gonna take Doc Ock.
interesting. You're not worried he'll be, well, I guess I was gonna say you're not worried he's gonna be like hindered by his size because he just feels like a little unwieldy.
So
But
he's not very mobile. However, his coverage range is absurd.
it's true. And he has a lot of
So yes, well, yes, and he has multiple arms. I think he's also a good leader when he has the right people around him. So building a team around him that he gels well with is going to be very crucial. So he didn't, like burn the whole building down or something like that.
Are we thinking like post him getting fixed by Peter Parker and No Way Home?
Yeah, I'm thinking like he's in a good place right now, but you don't wanna like make him evil again.
Yeah. I think that's smart. Okay. What's your next pick?
I am going to take. Oh, this is hard. Um, I'm gonna go tight end, and I'm gonna put Thanos at tight end. He's huge. One, and I think he's got pretty good hands, especially if he's wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I was tempted to take him at like put him on the offensive line, but I don't know. He's definitely a skilled player.
Yeah, I'm surprised he fell this far, actually. Thanos is a steal.
Yeah. We're getting into that interesting territory in the draft when there's like still good people on the board, but also you have to figure out where to put them. That's going to be most the best.
You got to be a GM.
Yeah, yeah. Some GM moves are really coming out right now. Oh, okay. My next pick is going to be Falcon. And my first inclination would be to put him at a wide receiver position because he can fly. I worry though that potential banter between him and Peter number 3 could get out of hand and cause a chaotic team dynamic for the offense. So I think I'm going to put Falcon as one of my cornerbacks and keep him on the other side of the ball where he can be his hands will be just as useful, his flight power will be just as useful. But
I mean, between him and Daredevil, like that's a pretty that's a pretty good DB room.
Defense wins championships. So Jake's on the clock.
I think I'm gonna bolster both sides of my line here. On the offensive side, I would like to add Abomination to my line.
Smart.
I think you can either put him at center or guarding Hawkeye's blind side. Really build some confidence. Allows him to deliver some throws. And then on the defensive line, I imagine this character is at the end, racking up a lot of sacks. And this is also because I just watched the show, She-Hulk.
Smart. She was going to be one of my next off the board because we're running out of larger characters that would be good to make linemen. So we're going to have to figure that out. But those are good picks, good strategy there, I think. Speaking of players that we can put there. Okay. We got a couple. We got a couple big boys still on the board here. I'm gonna go M'Baku at one of my DN positions. I
That's a
think he's
good
got
one.
the speed and the size to
Yeah.
be good there.
Yeah, you're right.
David, on to you.
All right. We're talking big boys. Cole
Yeah.
Obsidian. I don't know if there's really anybody really bigger than Cole Obsidian. I mean, I guess I could have put a Hulk up there, but Hulk's on my defensive line. Very good tackler, particularly of enemies. So Cole Obsidian, yeah, I feel like he could be a pretty good interior guard. So yeah, I get and for the second pick, I think I'm going to take Captain Marvel at running back. She's got pretty good speed. Very people underestimate her a lot, but I do think that speed and I don't know. I mean, you give her the ball and she kind of just starts flying away. I mean, how are you really going to catch her? You know?
True.
Slept on movie too, may I add.
Yeah.
I like it.
Favorite movie. Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, this is an easy one. I'm going Bucky Barnes as my first linebacker.
Ooh,
I
he's
mean,
built like a linebacker.
he is built like a linebacker. Those biceps, insane. Jake, on to you.
I'm also gonna take a linebacker. Not the typical build, but Dr. Stephen Strange.
Ooh,
I think at the middle linebacker can be a leader for the defense. Lots of interceptions with his, magic lasso or whatever it's called. And can hit people into the mirror dimension or whatever.
Would he like portal the ball and it ends up in his hands, or like would he portal it to one of his teammates? Do you think for like the distraction factor? Because then maybe they could go score as opposed to like everyone would know if he got the ball.
Yeah. I think it depends on how this defense pans out. He could end up being the one and only, the go-to. But if I add someone else there, it's definitely an option.
Okay.
I'm stalling because I have
Yeah.
who I'm going to
We've been
take.
moving fast enough that I've stopped doing the timer, but if someone drags on too long, we'll just kind of push you. So I'll give you like 5 seconds to figure out what you're doing.
Okay, I'm gonna take another wide receiver. Hmm. No, I'm gonna put this person also at linebacker.
Okay.
Vision.
Mm,
Smart.
In the name, he can read offenses, and definitely built. That man is built. Literally the perfect build.
I do like that.
You know, I was gonna kind of go out of the box here and maybe select one of my coaches, but I think I need a couple more players on the roster first before I can decide who's really gonna be leading them. And looking at my defense, I think I want some symmetry between my cornerbacks. So I'm gonna pick Joaquin Torres, aka the second Falcon, the man who will take over as Falcon once Falcon becomes Captain America. So I got two flyers at my cornerbacks.
Got to run the ball.
Gotta run the ball, shutting down the passing game.
Emily out here making offenses one-dimensional in her sleep.
Yeah. I am a defensive coordinator.
Defensive minded coach. Now I'm interested to see who your defensive coordinator is going to be.
Yeah, I have no idea yet. So
I'm scrolling through and looking at where I can go. You know what? I wish I could call him by his actor's other character's name, but I won't. As my left tackle, protecting Steve Rogers' blind side, We're gonna go with Hercules. I wish I could call him Roy Kent, but I cannot. But
Yeah.
Hercules, I feel like he's pretty strong and he's built like an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I like that.
My other pick, I'm going my middle linebacker. Actually, we'll put him at outside linebacker because he's not very talkative, but he does know how to lay down the blow. We're going Moon Knight.
Oh,
Mm,
interesting.
That's.
Okay.
I was wondering where I would put Moon Knight. That's a good spot for him.
You know, kind of a murderer. Kind of hard to
Kind
find
of a
where he
murderer.
fits.
He does do that.
Oh. Okay. I'm feeling like I need to get someone on my offensive line right now. Otherwise, I'm going to be really missing, like, just not going to be able to find someone good enough. And I think this person is probably one of the largest remaining characters on the board, but I don't think they could be a defensive lineman because they don't particularly like conflict. I'm going Korg in my left tackle
Oh,
position.
you sure Korg's not just gonna like let him walk right through?
I think if you can get him on your side, he's gonna do what he can.
You just got to tell him you're fighting for a revolution, and then
Exactly.
he'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Just have the right offensive coordinator to kind of get him into shape and tell him what he's fighting for, and he'll be good.
There you go.
Hmm. I
You
definitely.
look like you're struggling there, Jake.
That's yeah. I definitely was not gonna put Cord at the end. That wasn't what I was gonna do.
Oh,
Oof.
Um, I'm gonna put Mysterio at safety.
Mm.
ooh.
Which safety? Do you have a preference?
No, I
Okay.
think put him back there. Mislead the quarterback. Make some bad throws,
I think that's smart.
and then gonna bolster the offensive line some more with Kingpin.
That's smart.
Got to get the big guys while they're still there.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I go a defensive lineman. Well, yeah, I would go defensive lineman for Wolverine.
He might get a couple penalties drawn on him.
Yeah, but he's gonna get to the quarterback. He's gonna do
That's
whatever
true.
he can to get to the quarterback. So I need that.
I'm debating on where I should go with this one. I'm not really. Hmm. You know what? We're gonna go. We're gonna go Rover. I don't think they've been taken. Um, yeah, at Rover,
Hmm.
we're gonna go Scott Lang, Ant-Man.
Good. That's a good pick.
Um, and you know what? I might have to do it for the chemistry. We're gonna put the Wasp at one of the other corners.
Wow.
But I mean, you want your, yeah, or sorry, I meant at one of the other safeties.
Okay.
Um, but you're not gonna see him coming. Like,
No.
what are you supposed to do? All of a sudden, boom! Somebody comes out of nowhere, hits you with like a truck. Like,
Well, are we allowing that? Like, I would see.
no, you know what I mean. Sorry, hit you with like the force of a truck. Like, come out of nowhere, boom.
I was
I
like,
mean, hey, I don't know. It's your lead. You make the
we can
rules.
allow them to throw trucks on the field. The logistics might get a little, I don't know, difficult. Okay. Let's see. Got a couple wide receivers left. Need a tight end. Where should we go? I think Mm, this is getting tough.
I'm really impressed that you spelt out the full name of Contessa Valentina Allegra Di Dante.
I did, but mainly just as I was copying from a list. So
Uh,
I'm gonna go Eric Killmonger as my tight end.
ooh.
Can you stop?
Oh, Jake was
Sorry,
gonna
we're
take
just on the
it.
same brain length tonight.
Getting sniped. Oh God, gonna leave me scrambling again.
Hey, well, you both get back-to-back picks, and I can only go one at a time. So
That's yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse. I have to have two ready. So scary.
Emily, you said earlier that you were trying to get 5 people to do this.
yeah.
That would have been very chaotic.
Well, originally it was gonna be us and Christina, and then Jonas Poe was gonna do it.
Yeah.
But he just switched jobs, so he has like a completely different schedule now than when I asked him. Are you ready, Jake?
Give me a head coach.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. I didn't know where you're going there yet. All right.
Professor Charles Xavier. He's my
Good
guy.
pick.
I'm gonna go out there and get him. Might be a reach.
No, I don't think that's a reach. I mean, you have like we're what, like 10, 15 rounds in, it feels like
I
you're,
guess.
you're good. I think that's a good pick. I was getting ready to go with mine soon. I'm hoping that I'm on a different brain link here with who I want as my head coach, and therefore I can hold off a couple more tries. But Jake, what's your next pick?
I'm gonna get my third linebacker
Yeah,
in Taskmaster.
good.
Mm,
Any moves the running back makes, already known. Any moves the receivers makes, already known. And
damn. Yeah.
Taskmaster hits hard.
Yeah.
Damn.
Honestly, I
That's
talked myself into that being a great pick.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, you know? Okay. The pickings are getting slim. There's a couple people on here that I want to pick, but I just think would be such wild cards that it would just like derail what I'm building with this program and would just make it so hard to contain.
you
So,
mean people who have bad team chemistry.
yes, exactly. I'm going to go. I'm going to go Drax to round out my D line. I
Mm.
think although he can be a little bit stupid, M'Baku and Wolverine will just ignore it a little bit. And I think if you give him a task, he can like stay focused. Like just tell him that the quarterback killed his entire family. And he can, you know, he'll make it happen. So that's my reasoning there.
I like that. All right. Damn, I'm trying to. Okay, I'm gonna at wide receiver 2. We're going Groot.
Oh,
He's got he's got the long reach, big wingspan. So I got Reed Richards and Groot as my 2 wide receivers. That's pretty wide radius. Kind of just throw it up. Um, I'm debating.
oh, I forgot that I was sharing my screen with you guys, but I'm gonna look something up.
I'm I'm waiting to see. Could there be another?
I
Oh,
think when Christina and I did Could They Be an Athlete, we did Groot, and I'm trying to remember what we
you said.
continue your explanation.
Oh, crossover.
Yeah. Oh, I I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put Red Guardian on my offensive line as my center. One of the other big guys that's left.
Okay, we're pausing as I scroll through the Could They Be an Athlete Twitter feed to find this. Not that it super matters, but I'm curious because I know we did Groot and I want to know. Wow, these were the days.
Only a year ago.
I know, only a year ago. So close yet so far. Oh. Okay, well, we did him before that then. I feel like we might have put him as a tight end because that's what I was considering him as if I was gonna pick someone.
Yeah, but I've got Thanos as my tight end,
Yeah. Oh yes, Groot would be a tight end. Do you agree with our analysis?
Yes, he's just like Gronk.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we go 2 tight ends, yeah, I'd put him at tight end. He's kind of like he's very versatile, Groot. You can line him up 2 tight end set if you need, but he can also play in the slot,
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good one. Okay.
What you thinking, Emily? Are you gonna go coach?
I am gonna go coach, I think. I think it's time. I'm going Edith as my head coach because Edith can tell me anything I need to know about anyone. Can also authorize a drone strike on them if things are getting out of hand.
Whoa, hey,
Just fuel the stadium. Just
we
game's
improved
over.
that.
I'm getting my team out of here. Authorize drone strike, Edith.
Emily's like not gonna cover the spread, and it's gonna be like Edith, nuke Vegas.
I think too, since we're also drafting an offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, this person can be more like head coach can be more big picture focused as opposed to like really needing to game plan. So like Edith's just gonna get us all the intel. The film is gonna be magnificent. So yeah.
Edith's running film sessions.
Absolutely.
Are you not worried about like the rallying factor? Is that left to the coordinators? Like I feel like Edith's not gonna give a rousing speech.
Well, I think she could. Look at the way she talks.
I don't think she could. You're asking her to give a halftime speech, Edith?
Also, you're putting her in every player's ear. Like we're talking more than just the QB is wearing a headset. Like every player has a headset on my sideline.
Yeah, I didn't know. Is that allowed?
I don't know.
We'll allow it.
It's making it up as we go.
It's a special league.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case.
Jake.
Okay.
Next.
Gonna add to my D line another big man, Venom.
Ooh, very slippery.
Yes.
I'm about to ask which variation, but I guess only one variant of Venom is in the MCU at the moment because the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man one is not in the MCU.
And in the MCU is kind of a stretch, right?
Yeah.
And then really wanted this person, couldn't decide where to fit him. I think I'm gonna put him at the wide receiver 2, and that is Shang-Chi.
I like that.
I think similar to Peter, he can use his 10 rings to kind of catch anything in a 10 ring vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah. So one thing I've learned covering Syracuse is that a core group of linebackers can do wonders for your defense. Syracuse's linebackers, phenomenal. The 3 of them, great. Like the best parts of the defense. Well, one of them got injured, so now 2 of them plus a sub. Anyway, I'm looking at my linebacking core. I only have one person in there so far, so it's not really a core yet. Bucky's not going to be the easiest person for a lot of people to get along with. So I have to pick other characters that are proven they can at the very least like get along with him in some circumstances. There are a couple of those on the board. I think it's okay if there's potentially some tension between the linebackers as long as they can work through it.
You're not.
I'm going John Walker, U.S. agent at the other outside linebacker position. So there's
Oh, they're gonna want to like kill each other in the middle of the same
History there.
No. It'll be okay.
You gotta have you're gonna have to have a good defensive coordinator to hold everything together.
And that middle linebacker better be
it'll be
able to deal
okay.
with some. Can I curse on this podcast?
Yes, I might
Shit.
listen. Okay, David, on to you.
Oh man. This is kind of tough. I was going through. You know what? I'm gonna go head coach. I'm gonna take Nick Fury. Man knows how to build a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's very self-explanatory pick, but I'm gonna as one of my defensive linemen. I guess as one of the ends outside of the Hulk. We got the Hulk. We're gonna add Gore the God Butcher.
Ooh.
We're at
He's I had to look up his height. He's 6'7".
really?
That's what Google says.
He's scrawny.
Christian Bale is not.
He is scrawny. He's gonna need to get in the weight room, put on some weight.
Okay.
But Nick
Not
Fury's got a
on
good
diet
training
program.
Yeah, Nick Fury's got a good training program. I mean, to be fair, he was kind of like out in the desert, starving, and like
That's true.
can't blame him. But yeah, I think he's out for blood.
I think that's fair. Okay. I'm gonna put off my third linebacker position for a moment here, I
I
think.
thought you just said you were trying to build a core.
Well, yeah, that was me trying to talk myself into whether that was going to be a good pick, which I'm still on the fence about, but it's on the board, so gotta go with it. There's still some heavy hitters on here. I say as I try to find a heavy hitter on this list. I think. I think I'm gonna go Deadpool as one of my other safeties. I think him and Daredevil will get along well.
Oh yeah,
Really,
nobody's getting past them. And you have Wolverine on your defensive line.
He's a defensive-minded coach. I just need a defensive coordinator.
What you think of Jake? You look he was too stunned to speak.
I'm caught between so many right now. Hey, I'm gonna take my slot receiver.
Oh wow, okay.
Star-Lord.
So when I said earlier, I was like, there's a lot of people on here that I would be worried about their chemistry. He was one of the people.
So here's I've been drafting as get as much talent on the field and deal with the personality issues later.
Yeah.
I think that is gonna be clear when I draft Green Goblin as one of my quarterbacks.
He was the other one. It's like it would be so clutch to have a Green Goblin on the field, but the chaos that would ensue.
Wait, hey, you know what though? He's on the same side of the ball as Mysterio, so they'll definitely get along.
We're saying, wait, which one did you say? What position?
Cornerback. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Doctor Strange, it's a tall task to ask him to look after who do we have here? Venom, Green Goblin, Taskmaster, and Mysterio on the defense, but
and I have not watched the new She-Hulk episode or new She-Hulk show, but she seems pretty chaotic.
Yeah, she can be at sometimes.
She's like the rookie. She's got some learning.
The rookie.
Rookie. Okay, let's see. No, I would not be a woman in sports if I didn't draft a woman to be on my team. And I think I'm going to have to go Jane Foster, Mighty Thor, as my center. I think we need some feminine power holding down this offensive line. I think I think Korg will respond well to her, which will be helpful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my pick.
Hmm. This is getting tough. The list is thinning.
I know I'm trying to see if I can like delete.
Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna take my offensive coordinator.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking Shuri as my offensive coordinator.
IOC.
Dude, she is the most offensive, like she's the most offensive minded person, like not named Tony Stark.
Nope. God, great pick.
Oh no, that's not what I want.
Think of how creative that offense is.
Yeah, that's
I know. She's like she's gonna look like Dino Babers out here, right?
Hey, he only does some of his offensive play calling. He has an OC. Oh, She-Hulk is off the board.
Oh, I have a second pick, don't I?
Yeah,
Oh, oh man. This is tough because I kind of want to bolster the lines, but also like I need some linebackers. Well, I've only got Moon Knight, but he's pretty damn good out there. Um, I need somebody who can tackle. Hmm, this is tough. You know what? Give me Elena. I'm taking Elena at linebacker.
wow, that's a good
She
pick.
kn- she knows how. Yeah, I feel like she's pretty underrated. Everybody looks at her and goes, "Okay, she can't tackle," but like she can do more than tackle.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Elena. Oh. I keep on looking at this list of Eternals right here, and I couldn't tell you really who was who.
Which one's which?
Besides that Sprite is the child, which I know I don't want to pick. So.
Yeah, I'm not really sure which one's which either. I don't even know if I've ever seen Eternals, to be honest.
David. You know, I've been
Sports is killing me.
tossing back and forth, but I think I'm gonna pick another woman, and I'm gonna go Kate Bishop as my final safety.
I like that.
Bring a little feminine energy to the defense as well. She'll get like a little bit more of a precise eye on the field. I mean, Daredevil will. I mean, he can't see, so he won't have an eye on the field.
That's you had to do him
That's
dirty
it.
like that.
So I
Wow.
need someone with an eye on the field.
Oh,
Kate Bishop.
Well, don't forget Falcon's got his little drone buddy.
Yeah, that's true. The defense is looking stacked, you guys.
I know.
God,
Dangerous.
I'm so lost right now. Okay, let's
Me,
add
me.
to the O line. Another big boy, Ronan the Accuser.
Mm,
Ooh.
that's a good pick.
God, love that Flash Thompson's on here. Where's he gonna fit?
Flash Thompson, mascot.
That was when I was trying to get characters down at the end because I thought there was going to be 5 of us, and I was like,
Yeah.
we're not going to have enough people.
No, to be honest, I would take Trevor Slattery as my mascot, 1000%.
Would be a good pick.
Great for team chemistry.
Let's throw the other cornerback, Okoye.
I like that.
I think she's a great piece to the team. I think that's our best fit. Yeah, I'll be confident. That's our best fit.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Gotta fill out that linebacker spot at some point. I'll do it now. I'll do it now. You know what? I'm committing. We're gonna finish this defense. We're gonna close it out right now.
You're thinking mighty hard, Emily.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna hate myself a little bit for this pick, but I think in terms of keeping things level headed at the linebacking core, it needs to be done. I'm going to pick Sharon Carter as my third and final linebacker.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's my defense minus coordinator, but
Wow.
Yeah, you're gonna need a good coordinator. I'm not sure who I want to take. I still need a wide receiver and some offensive line. What do I got? I got a corner and boundary safety. Yeah, give me Peter number 2. Give me Peter number 2. I'll put him at cornerback. Great chemistry with Doc Ock, you know?
yeah, that's actually
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
I didn't even plan that either.
We
Best available.
We all
you
got
know?
a Peter. How wonderful is that for us? Everyone gets a Peter.
All right, my second pick. I'm honestly surprised that some of these people are still on the board. But I feel like it's a lot of where do they fit?
Yeah.
What do I need? A lot. Give me a linebacker. You know what? I'll take War Machine. I'll put him at safety.
That's smart. I was
Great.
waiting for him to go off the board.
Put him and Ant-Man and the Wasp back there at safety. They got a good vision back there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he'll stay big sized and can clean up anything or like help maneuver people so that Ant-Man and Wasp can get to him. I'm gonna go. This pick just came to me as I was perusing here our list of remaining people. For my offensive coordinator, for my offense that I haven't even finished yet, I'm gonna go Phil Coulson.
I like that.
Because I think he's the guy that will give my halftime speeches. If I had to wager anything, he probably knows the most about sports out of anyone on the board. Just because he collected baseball cards of Captain America or whatever. Like this man, I feel like keeps up with major sports leagues and would therefore know how to run an offense, hopefully. And I think him and Edith would get along. So
he's a very team chemistry kind of guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone people can rally around.
Great for the locker room. Okay. I've had this line teed up since my last pick. You need to bolster the line, the protectors of the quarterback. So I'm going to take the protector of the Bifrost, Heimdall.
Ooh.
Good one.
And then hit you quick here with an offensive coordinator.
Ooh.
A genius. Some may say too offensive. Kang.
Oh, okay.
Kang. Wow. Hey, he's thinking big picture all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see. I have 3 offensive line positions remaining, 2 wide receivers, my defensive coordinator. There are some big names still on this list, like Black Widow's still on here. Well, Black Widow might be the big. Maria Hill, still kind of a big name. Baron Zemo.
Hey, Loki's on here.
Loki is still on here. I'm gonna go. This person probably should have been considered for a running back, but I think they'll do fine in a wide receiver position. I'm gonna go Makari from Eternals because she's the one that runs fast, right? I believe so.
Cannot confirm. I haven't seen her, but I believe you.
She is. She is.
Oh, you put her at wide receiver. That's a good thing. That's like getting the Flash, right? You're gonna put the Flash at wide receiver.
Yeah, you can't put him at running back. You got to put him somewhere where his speed will be used.
This is tough. Trying to figure out. I need another linebacker. There aren't a lot of. Well, you know what? This is an interesting pick. But I'm going to take as my third linebacker. I'm going to put Mordo as my third linebacker.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like I don't know. He's that linebacking core not going to do anything crazy. It's Moon Knight, Yelena. Moon Knight's gonna lay out some people. Yelena and Mordo, like nothing crazy, but they work. I think they work pretty well together. They're all kind of in it for like bad reasons, which is in their case all good reasons. I think, and in general, like I don't know, Mordo's a guy. I was trying to. I need somebody who can tackle, and I feel like Mordo is a guy that he's not going to let anybody slip through his grasp.
Yeah. I think that's a good pick. Mordo's like Doctor Strange, right? Oh my god. Sorry.
Yes, Mordo's the guy from Doctor Strange who takes Doctor Strange in and finds out Doctor Strange has been using powers for bad, and then
Yeah. I always fall asleep in Doctor Strange.
I know you're not a good doctor. I know you're not a big Doctor
The
Strange
one
fan. I love Doctor
fall
Strange.
asleep during. Just could never stay up. Was that both of your picks, David? Or do you have one?
Who did I thought I picked twice. No, maybe did I just pick Mordo? Oh. Yeah, I don't think I picked this. Yeah. All right. Need somebody for the culture.
There's not a lot of culture people left on the list, if I'm being honest.
No, there's not.
Which is why they're left on the list at this point in the draft.
Well, there are a couple. I feel like a lot of these people just like you're looking for them to play on the offensive defensive line. They just don't fit. Like they're not. They're more skill position players.
Yeah.
Maybe oh. You know what? I'm gonna take my defensive coordinator.
Okay.
I'm gonna fill out my coaching staff.
I'm really curious.
And you know who knows how to put together a really good team so far? We haven't seen it because the movie hasn't come out yet or anything else hasn't come out. Contessa Valentina Allegra Di Fontaine. She knows how, she might. I mean, there might be some team chemistry issues, but I tell you what, she knows how to assemble a team at least. And I think Nick Fury is going to kind of keep everybody in line.
Yeah. 2 female coordinators. I'm impressed, David.
I like. No, I mean, hey, Shuri knows her stuff, and I would not want to mess with Contessa. Like she's somebody like we've seen her. Well, we saw her at the end of Black Widow. She gives everybody like people take her very seriously. Like that's like somebody you do not want to cross. Like, okay, yes sir, yes ma'am, coach, I'll listen to you.
Yeah.
Unless it comes to vaccine advice.
True. Oof.
Sorry.
I need like we were kind of just saying, like there's still a lot of like people who could be skill positions on the board. So I'm gonna hold off on my last wide receiver spot and try and fill in these 3 O-line positions that I have. And I'm gonna go with Gilgamesh at one of my O-line spots. Bigger guy, stronger guy. I think he'll fit in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I think, okay, yeah. Need another safety. And I think Vulture fits the bill.
Mm.
Wings, definitely a big plus.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then I'm gonna put Hella at my rover.
Oh, okay.
I think real wild card, quick, can hit. Scary, intimidation factor. Yeah.
That she is.
Your defense is kind of all over the place, Jake.
I'm telling you, I'm getting talent on the field, and then we worry about the rest later.
You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
it's like I mean, like University of Miami, right? Everybody's gonna be like, "Yep, that defense, that team is back."
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be like some team chemistry issues because they were out on South Beach for too long last night, and they're just gonna be hungover and fall apart.
Yeah. Predicted conference champions and then aren't even ranked 5 weeks into the season.
Exactly.
Charles is gonna find a way to make them all believe in the cause.
That's true. If anybody can find a way, it's probably Charles Xavier.
It's Charles. Okay, filling out this offensive line. I'm gonna go Punisher. He probably would have been better at a different position, like a little more violent of a position, but we'll put him on the side with Korg so he can maybe pick up any slack if Korg isn't completely pulling the work he needs to. But I like that pick. I'll stand by it.
I feel like it's pretty good. I was gonna potentially consider him for a coaching position, but he's got the size, and he's kind of an asshole, so that makes it a lot better. I'm gonna put Ultron on my defensive line.
I considered
He's
picking
kind
Ultron, but thought it might be difficult with Edith as my coach.
as long as you don't pick. I mean, as long as you don't put Jar. I guess I mean, I can't pick Jarvis now, but yeah, I don't think Ultron and Jarvis would mesh too well together.
No, probably not.
Um, I'm trying to think. You know what? I'll put Ebony Maw at right tackle. I think he'll opposite of Hercules. I think he's not super big, but he's got some size, and he's alongside some pretty good talent. Let's see, Ebony Maw height. Let's see what Google says.
Like 6 has to be at least.
No. It says he's 5'10".
That's not. That can't be right. He has to be tall.
That's what.
So Google said it. Google never lies.
No, that's what it says. 5'10", 175. Man, it's all right. That's what the MCU Wikipedia fandom site, whatever, says. So that's all right. That's why he's at right tackle. All he has to do is block.
Okay. My last offensive lineman. I'm gonna go Isaiah Bradley.
Oh.
During the peak of his career, not where we see him in Falcon Winter Soldier. Just to be clear. I think he'll round out that group well enough. It's a little of a hodgepodge there on my offensive line, but what can you do?
Okay. My defensive line. I'm gonna take a guy who doesn't quite have the size of the rest of my line, but I think he's tricky and can get to the quarterback. Great locker room addition in Wong.
Good.
Great pick.
That is a good locker room addition.
Now, I think I'm gonna cheat a little bit.
Oh.
And take Talos on my offensive line because that man can be literally as big as
He can shapeshift. Oh, that's a sneaky pick.
Damn. That was a good one. Okay. Wide receiver. My final wide receiver. I think let me double check that there's not anyone that I would feel better about per se. I think the clear pick for my final wide receiver has got to be Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Like, it's a crime that she's dropped this far in the draft. She's the one that everyone was predicting to go like second or third round and then just slid. She just pulled in a Drew Lock and was like supposed to be like a top 15 pick and then has just slid and slid and slid and potentially will end up as a backup someday. But here she is for right now. So.
I think Natasha actually makes people feel bad about passing her up.
Probably. She performs better than Drew Lock has, I'm sure.
All right. For my right guard, he's one of the bigger guys left. I don't think he really strikes anybody as like a football player, but I think he can do some damage if he gets in the weight room, or in the boxing ring, like he did in Iron Man 1. We're going Happy Hogan.
Okay. It's another good lock pick. Like, he'll be able to.
Yeah, like, look at who he's essentially working with like 4 villains on the offensive line. Like he's working with Hercules, I guess is not, give or take, but Gold Obsidian, Ebony Maw, and Red Guardian, like you gotta have some team. You gotta have a guy who's like, hey guys, like let's focus. Especially to get we gotta put the ball in our skilled players' hands, right? Shuri is going to be an elite offensive coordinator, but to do that, we need our last wide receiver, our very last pick. I'm going Peggy Carter.
Okay.
So we got Captain Rogers and so Captain America and Captain Carter on the same team. There's
out on the field.
There's pretty good chemistry there.
The touchdown celebration is just like a passionate kiss.
Okay.
Steve sprints like 70 yards down the field. They just like dance in the end zone. Phenomenal.
All right, Emily, you got a defensive coordinator and then you're done.
Yeah. And since Jake only has one pick after me, I'm going to talk through what a couple of my initial thoughts for defensive coordinator were. At first, I thought it would be really fun to pick MJ simply because such a big plot point of the most recent Spider-Man movie is that she's like a pessimist. And I think as a defensive coordinator, having that kind of negative mindset could potentially be a plus sometimes. I don't think she has enough chemistry with anyone else on my team. And I don't think she knows enough about football. So I just could not make that pick for my squad. I also thought about Loki, but Loki and Phil Coulson, Loki killed Phil. I can't put them together. It just wouldn't make sense. I thought about Thunderbolt Ross. he could probably pull it off, whatever. Ultimately, though, I'm going to go with the cult leader, Arthur Harrow,
Oh.
because he's going to be able to take all of the chaos on my defense. No, there's not much chaos. It's just
There's not much. No, Jake
he's
has
gonna be
way
able
more
to-
chaos than you do.
He's going to whip people into shape.
I
I
like that pick.
am a genius
Oh,
because I figured out how to get my defense to work together.
okay.
Druid.
Oh, because he can
He
brainwash
can literally
people.
control their minds and make them do what he wants.
That is smart. That's smart. Maybe a little unethical. It
We're,
comes out like 4 weeks
we're
into
here to win
like,
football games.
it's like it's like wow, Jake's team is playing so well. Wonder what's been going on inside the locker room. And like 4 of the players are like, yeah, I just black out during every game. I have no idea. And the athletics like that doesn't seem right. And then there's like some athletic investigate story, and it's like defensive coordinator brainwashes players on Jake's team.
And Charles Xavier's like, what? I had no idea. It's like head coach knew nothing of scandal.
He was out of the loop. Like Herm Edwards, all the recruiting scandal at Arizona State.
I feel like Arthur Harrow, Emily, is going to be the defensive coordinator that pays players money to like, both him and Contessa. They like pay players money to like injure other players.
Yeah, there's bounties on the other player, like Moon Knight getting knocked out like when Arthur Harrow plays him, like, just taking people out left and right. Since we brought it up earlier, does everyone want to pick a mascot real fast? Who's wearing the mascot costume for your team?
Ooh. We can go back to snake draft. So Jake, you start.
Ooh. Oh my God. Rocket Raccoon. God, that'd be hilarious. Oh, he would hate that so much too. That'd be great. That would cheer me up.
I was thinking Rocket, but I guess
You go Flash Thompson.
no. I cannot have Flash. I'm gonna go Aunt May. She would love it.
Oh
She'd
yeah.
probably be more like a leader, but like
Yeah.
she would enjoy it.
Mascot. I feel like there are three options here, right? Two maybe not as logical. So one, I think Darcy Lewis would be pretty cool, but also she like probably doesn't give a crap half the time.
Yeah.
Then you have Jimmy Woo, who would be a phenomenal mascot. But as I said earlier, I have to go Trevor Slattery. Like, just everybody looks around and goes, "What the hell is this guy doing?" Like, and he's like, "Oh, I'm out here." Like he's kind of like a hybrid, a little bit of a cheerleader as well. But I think he does a great job, and it's all for the team.
Does he get to bring that creature from Shang-Chi with him? Because I think that's a game changer.
Oh, what's the?
It's like the little
I forget what its name is. Is your background Anakin Skywalker?
yes.
Oh, Morris.
Morris.
Heck yeah, he gets to have Morris is like our logo.
You see how popular Uga is in all of the like dog mascots? If you walk this thing onto a field, people would go nuts. Like the content would be absolutely imagine Morris meeting the Texas Longhorn.
Oh my god.
Like just
Bevo would try to like kill him.
Well, does everyone feel satisfied with their teams? I think we all did pretty good job at balancing where people ended up. Does anyone have any
Yeah.
regrets? Like looking back now, they're like, I don't know if I should have picked that person. That's how I'm feeling about John Walker, if I'm being honest.
I mean, you picked it. You literally, you have you seen who's on your team? You literally have like half of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier cast on
Yeah,
your team.
on my defense too.
On your defense, Bucky, Sharon, John Walker, Falcon,
They all
and
know each
Joaquin
other.
Torres. Yes, they all hate each other.
I am now realizing that my number one pick was Peter Parker Spider-Man. And I have Kingpin, Venom, Green Goblin, Vulture, Mysterio on my team. So with that might run me into some issues.
I'm also still like Green Goblin is like a great pick in theory, but the more you dig into like what he would be like on the field, it's just like I don't care who you have as your coordinator. That man is not getting brainwashed by Druig. That man, there's no way.
That man's a mess.
Like Green Goblin
Green
is
Go-
pretty basically like in all like a mind control, like almost like
There's room for a third.
there's room for a third personality in there.
well, who's like who do you guys feel like is the best left on the board?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because like I feel like I don't know, like
I mean,
like Loki. I feel like is like Loki's probably the biggest name that didn't get picked.
that's the biggest name. I was gonna say like best like all around like would be a good player and be a good like
Mm,
team person would be Valkyrie probably because I think Loki, depending on where we're looking at him in the timeline, is gonna have some issues playing
yeah,
team sport. So
I think Icarus would be a great like Taysom Hill type player. He could probably play anywhere on the field.
yeah. Oh, we should have drafted kickers.
Oh,
I didn't even think about it. I don't know that I could evaluate any of these people's kicking abilities though.
yeah, kickers. What about yeah? I mean, I don't know. I don't know who the heck of these people would like know how to kick a ball, but
Yeah. I wish if there's one person I wish I could have found room for on my team, it's Agent Cleary from Damage Control, just because hilarious, man. So funny. But
is that who I think is that who I think it is?
yeah, he's the one that interrogates Peter.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole.
He's great. He's great. He's also in Miss Marvel, which you haven't seen all of. So
I saw the second episode that had him in it. But yeah,
oh,
I'm surprised nobody picked Jarvis, but
you got to catch up.
Jarvis was gonna be my defensive coordinator until I had the unethical idea of drafting Druid.
I feel like Jarvis, well, I was gonna say, I feel like Jarvis could have maybe had almost the same effect, but in a more ethical way. But like you said, like what about sports is ethical? I mean, we've seen so many unethical things in the past 2 weeks in the NFL. Like, as long as your coaches aren't setting players out there with their brains still rattling around in their skulls from a hit 4 days earlier, then you're probably okay. Which I don't think Professor Charles Xavier would let anyone go out there like that. Edith would, but Phil Coulson would stop her, I think. So
no, but Harrow would, dude. If your linebacker has a concussion, you're screwed.
yeah,
Like your linebacker is like yeah. If Bucky goes back to his old self, I'm sorry, Arthur Harrow's letting him play through that, no question.